Morning Discord, morning YouTube. Let's get into it. Okay, so in pre-market we had some significant action at around the 09 hour. So let's see if we get continuation. We see that we're meeting some resistance at 87.25. Let's see if we break through, or if we're going to so we want to see if this push up was just a quick liquidity grab, or if they're going to form continuation. So while you're in here, you're in the middle of the water. Yeah, this is the middle of the water over here. So we have to wait for this motion or this motion. So somewhere above 87.25, somewhere below 86.15. So let's let these early candles play out. Let these early candles play out. If we get above 87.25, look for a retest and a reject. All right, so now we're above the water. We want to look for either a weak bear cycle or above the water on the 5-minute and above the water on the 30-minute. Maybe about to start our bull cycle on the 30-minute. So let's just let the early candles play out. While we're in here, you're in a range. Let's let this range play out, one way or the other. It'll happen, we just gotta be patient. Let's see how we react to this magenta right here. Let's see if we get through, and if we start doing the dance right here, then we want to look for the excuse me, for this. All right, we want to see if we form a secondary liquidity somewhere around here. That'd be ideal. Now remember, I don't know when this is going to form. I'm just giving you an example of what it needs to look like. I don't know when this is going to form, but just giving you an example. If we start trading outside of this purple, start to think the other direction. So we want to see if we're stuck between purple and magenta. This is why we like to wait for handles and right shoulders. It'll tell us everything we need to know. Thank you for telling me about Tesla. I might have to roll my strikes. I might have to roll some strikes. Good intel, good information. Thank you, DC. Okay, protect your trade. You can protect your trade now. Easy money. Easy. There it is. Easy money. I know, you love me. I get it. Right? There it is. There goes the money. Look, perfect entry. Perfect entry. Even if you wanted to do this handle, look how this handle formed on the magenta. It went all the way back up, damn near to target before the continuation. This was an amazing trade. This was, when you get setups like this, I mean, you know, just look at it. Look at the setup. This was textbook. This is everything we liked. We even saw the dance right before it went out of our, and let me tell you something, I guessed this. This was a guess. This was an absolute, look at the perfection. Look at the money we just printed. There it is. Early. Look at the money we are printing. It just doesn't get any better. I mean, it simply just doesn't. Look at this money. Look, the only call entry had to do this. The put entry had to do this on the break of highlighted 2. There's nothing more I can do. If you wanted to take this one, you know, a little risky, but the 2 was the highlighted one. Look at the money we printed. Be done for the day. There's no reason to sit here and trade all day. For what? Just be done. Be done for the day. There you go, bud. There you go. Just don't overstay your welcome. Oh man, what a good day. Here, look. Here's the bigger cup right here. Watch. On the 5 minute. Look at the 5 minute. Don't worry, we do this every day. Don't feel any FOMO. Now you know. Now you know what the proper setup looks like. This was this was ideal. This was ideal. This is why I kept moving the shoulder over here to let you know when you start seeing these rejections on this shoulder, you better start thinking. That's why I moved this lick box a little over here to the left, so you can see that it's taken out. It's fading below the lick box. Not only is it fading below, but then we also had the break of our magenta. This was a good win. Look at the money. Look at the money that's being printed. Remember to have your strategy, right? So the strategy, let me mute. I'm gonna mute YouTube really quick. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, take your time. Take your time with the lessons, because some of the ideas are abstract, and you need to actually see it happen in real life before it makes any sense. You need to actually see it. That's why a lot of this takes time, because you just need time to experience the things that I'm talking about. Now I take a hybrid approach, right? So if we're like far below the water like this, maybe I might let it run for maybe I might let it run a little bit. But if we're not far below the water, I might take out money on the guardrail, on the break of this blue. And look, let's say that this didn't work. Let's say that it faked us out and went back up. That doesn't mean we quit for the day, right? That just means that this wasn't the setup, and that the market is going to reveal itself. And that just gave us very good data, right? Maybe it gave us a secondary liquidity. Maybe it was going to form a head. So now that this played out, we can't just sit there. We need to look for the next possible setup. So we want to look for this. If it's going to recover, look for that. So somewhere above 68.15. If it's going to recover. Right? So it has to be somewhere up here. Above 68.15. Then we'll start looking for calls. It has to do that. If it doesn't do that, somewhere up here, then we're not looking for calls. Okay? But technically we would still be in this play because we haven't broke the blue yet. We haven't closed above blue. See, now if you wanted to take your profit on blue, I get it, right? I get it. If you want to do single contracts and you run it from the break of this magenta to the break of blue, I get it. Or you can do the break of the magenta to the cross. See how they both lined up? That's not an accident. And when you get really good, you'll know how to plan everything out far in advance. You'll know exactly what's going to happen before it happens. You'll know exactly what happens before it happens. You got to get somewhere above here. Above 86.15. In here, middle of the water. This is the middle of the water. Let them figure it out. See, normally this would look like a good candle to jump in on, because maybe momentum candle. And you know all these puts just got stopped out. But let's let it play out. We need to see price trading above 86.15. So this is where you're patient, right? This is where we look for the next setup. Let's see if it gives us another magenta. And then you got to measure risk to reward from magenta till 84.98. That's why we wait for price to get up here. We need the price to get up here, not wick. We needed to actually start trading up here, like buy a couple buys and sells in this area. Let the volatility settle out. It'll calm down in a second and give us direction. You see, look, we know what's still possible. We know what we're still dealing with, right? Higher time frame, we're above the water, maybe a week bear cycle coming in here. A weak bear cycle on the 30-minute would probably confirm our calls above 86.15. But if the legs start to spread even more, then we're gonna look for some more downside. So we know what we're looking for, right? Somewhere above here, somewhere below here. Let all this settle out. You're pretty much stuck in the range of 86.15 and 84.98. You're stuck in this range here. We'll see if magenta is going to get us some strength to where we need to go. It hasn't quite formed, but I'm trying to find it. It hasn't quite formed yet. Alright, so we're contending with two ideas, right? We're contending with if this is going to finish this inverse cup and handle, or, give me a second, or if we're going to get this micro inverse head and shoulder. So we're in the middle of the water here and we don't know what's going to happen. We got to wait. We got to wait for something to tell us we're going this way, or something to tell us we're going this way. See how easy it is? Very simple. Right here, you're in the middle of the water. This wick is telling you they rejected. However, we're seeing we do have interest up here. So, in the middle of the water. So you know, if you get above here, most likely we got some strength to get to the purple. If we're starting to trade below here, most likely we got some strength to get to 84.98. Based on a balance of probabilities, we don't know. We gotta wait. We're in the middle of the water here. We don't know who's gonna win in this lick box. Now you're patient. Just be patient and wait. Let the setup come to you. Don't chase it. Don't try to force it, because we don't know what's gonna happen yet. They'll tell us if we get above here, most likely calls. If we get below here, most likely puts. This is the middle of the water. Of course, we love to catch it from the bottom, but good luck trying to call the bottom. Yesterday, how many times did you try to call the top? Yesterday it was all day annoying trying to call the top. That's why I told you, don't try to call the top. For what? You'll know when the top is in. You'll know. The market will tell you exactly when the top is in. But trying to guess the top, that's a fool's errand. Don't do that. Here's what we're contending with. So it's either going to bolt down or we're going to form this inverse head and shoulder. Either one. One of those things is going to happen. How you play it, that's on you. How much you can get out of it, I don't know. I just see that we're in this range here. Let me readjust this. We're in this pink range. That's what we do know. So just don't overstay your welcome. Manage your risk appropriately. You'll be fine. Just wait for the setup to happen. You'll be fine. The only thing you really need to worry about on this downside is secondary liquidity right here. Only thing you got to really worry about. And then risk to reward. So let's see if we get a weak bull cycle heading out of magenta. We'll see if that'll get us to 84.98. Otherwise, calls above 86.15. Preferably on the break of the purple, the top purple. If it wants to take its time and take its time to get to wherever it's going, it could do this right here. So these are the two ideas we're contending with. One of them is going to happen. And if not, that means perfect. You're just stuck in this range. See, you're in the middle of the water right here. You're stuck between these two levels. These shoulders and this head. You're stuck between here. So you got to figure out which one's going to win. Let them tell you. You don't need to try to guess. They will tell you. Even here, you shouldn't have a bias. Let them tell you, because you see what can happen. One wick, they can easily say, oh, okay, guess what? Remember all those put orders you bought? Cancel those. So allow it to happen. We can only go level by level. When day trading, if you know something I don't, then, you know, do whatever's going to make you successful. Just be patient, set alerts. See this? They're building up liquidity. They're building it. So let them tell you what direction they're going to head it. They're going to send it. See, I know you already have your bias, and you're already thinking one way or the other because you have a bias. And you automatically, see what happens is when that bias is confirmed, you're going to say, I knew it. And then the next time you're going to say, I knew I should have went in. I'm not going to hesitate. And then you're going to take the play. Instead of waiting for confirmation, you're going to allow your bias to control you. So just wait for the confirmation. Now, there's going to be less reward, but it's also less risk. They're building up the liquidity. It's gonna move. When it moves, it's gonna move. I think I see something, but I'll reserve it for after. I'll reserve it. We'll let it play out. See, I see a lot of wicks at the top, but I also see a lot of momentum pushing up there, so they're compressing. I see rejection wicks, but I see the price pushing up. So eventually one of them's gonna get exhausted. One of them's gonna get exhausted, and they're gonna be like, you know what? You got it. Because the buyers aren't going to want to keep buying at higher prices just to get shot down. Right? Just to get shot down. So one of them's got to break. One of them's got to break one side or the other. So hopefully after this plays out, whatever's going to happen, and you have your bias, you're going to understand why you shouldn't. We're about to find out, so we'll see. Just be patient. Now look, your bias is starting to change now. because you saw one candle the other way. Now your bias is changing. This is why you don't need to trade with a bias. It's irrelevant. Your thoughts are irrelevant. Let it happen. Whatever's gonna happen, let it happen. Yeah, I know exactly what's going on. Your bias changed probably 3 or 4 times in 3 or 4 minutes. That's why it doesn't make sense. Just let it happen. You're in the middle of the water. There's no way you could possibly know who's gonna win in this lick box. There's no way. Now you'll start to know when you start to see some motion in another direction. You'll start to know, or you'll start to know when you see certain things happen. Let it happen. There's no way you could possibly know. It doesn't even make sense to have a bias here. For what? You're in the middle of the water. How do you know? You see rejection wicks, and you see, but you do see momentum pushing up, right? Because at first we had it here, and now we see the price being pushed up here, right? You see the lick, you see liquidity, strong liquidity at this level between 85.40 and 85.20, and now you see the price being pushed up. So I get it, why you have a certain bias, but you're in the middle of the water. You see rejection wicks, and you see price pushing up opposite direction. So one of them is going to get tired. One of them is going to get tired. When you're in this range right here, you're agreeing to the price. You're agreeing to the price inside this box. Believe me, everyone in the world is looking at these wicks right here. Everybody in the world, not just you, everybody. So people are looking for a strong momentum candle to either break all these puts, a strong momentum candle, preferably up to this wick, or a strong, either way, a strong momentum candle in any direction. That's what they're looking for. Everyone's looking for it, and they're gonna jump. They're gonna jump at the first sign of one big candle in one direction. So just wait for it to happen. It doesn't make sense having a bias. The market will tell you exactly what's gonna happen. It'll be clear. And then by the time that happens, you can be like, God damn it, I knew I should have done X, Y, and Z. I knew it. That's what you're gonna say. I knew it. We always do it. Everybody does it. I knew it. I should have done it. Now look at me now. FOMO. It always happens. It just means you're on the path. You're on the proper journey. If these are the thoughts going through your head, you're on the way. But let all this settle out. We don't want to be involved in this. See, look, why do we want to get involved in here? Wait for one side or the other to break, and then we just ride the wave. But don't front run it. Don't try to front run it. Okay? All right, let's see if this is going to be the last little stop hunt liquidity grab, or if they really want to push it up. Remember, somewhere above 68.15, right? We got to be above this level, somewhere above this. Because below is this bolt is still in play, right? As long as we're below, this bolt is still in play. So we have to identify the risk here. Once we get above 68.15, or excuse me, 86.15, and then maybe once we break this purple, then we'll have some idea of a safer bet, or safer play rather. Look, while we're below 86.15, we're still at the mercy of this bolt, so you have to wait. I've been curious to see if this is gonna form here. I don't know if everyone saw that. I'll draw it again. I've been waiting to see if this is gonna form. Again, it's going to be somewhere above 86.15 or somewhere below 20. So until then, you're just stuck in this range. All right, now we're starting to get to the 50-50. Starting to get to the 50-50 now. They're having a hard time giving up that 86.15. Having a real hard time giving this up. Everyone's on the edge of their seat, just waiting for something to happen. Who says the stock market's not exciting? Everyone's on the edge of their seat, waiting to see which way this thing breaks. Not just you, everybody in the world is waiting for this to break. Everybody in the world. You see how we identified the risk? We knew we had to be above 68.15, somewhere above. We knew that. So just be patient, because we don't want to grab liquidity off secondary liquidity and shoot up either. So just be patient here. One of these things is going to happen, right? How you play it, that's on you. You see you're in the middle of the water here, right? Somewhere below here, somewhere above here. Otherwise, you're trading in the chop. All right, let's see if this week bear cycle is going to take us above 86.15. They're really guarding 86.15. They're guarding this level right here. It's being guarded heavily. Oh, this faked me out right here. I thought I was gonna head down. Faked me out right there. Just wait for either purple or magenta to break. Okay, there we go. That's what I thought was gonna happen. That makes more sense. Right, the strong push down to green. There it is. All right, let's see what we got. All right, if it wants to continue down, watch out for this. That secondary liquidity saved us, huh? Look, it's gonna be put somewhere below 40 or 20, somewhere over here. Calls above 15 with support. Price actions being difficult now. Now they're being difficult. "30 minutes says we're above the water, maybe exiting our weak bear cycle. All right, we're gonna see if we're gonna build in green and break purple. Build in green, break purple. We're in green until we're not. We're in purple until we're not. Man, my bias is going crazy, but I'm trying not to have a bias, but I definitely have a bias right now. And I know I shouldn't, but it's part of being a human. Just be patient. We have magenta and purple highlighted. Just wait for one thing or the other to happen. We've been trading within this range for an hour. It's gonna break. At some point it's gonna break. We've been, yeah, for a solid hour. We've been in this range for an hour. In this highlighted three for an hour. I can't tell if they're respecting green or if they're respecting purple. I'll have to find out. think we got magenta locked in. We just need to figure out if it's going to be green or purple. Magenta's pretty locked in. Seems like they're really respecting this green. They're really respecting the green, so we'll see if it's going to be break a green or break a purple. Or break a magenta, we don't know. We got to wait to see which one happens, right? No bias. Just wait. Wait for one of them to happen. Nothing to do here. We're stuck in this range for over an hour now, so in this thick range that I have highlighted, 86.34 and 85.19. We're stuck in this range right here. How many biases did we have before it broke either magenta or before it broke purple? How many biases did we go through? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 different biases. Just wait. One of them is going to happen. One or the other. You don't have to sit here and think about it. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and set my alerts. Set alerts and don't think about it. What? Why? I don't know why it's not working. Okay, my computer's messed up, that's why. Wait to break this range. 86.34 and 85.52. Just wait for that range to break. All right, so we broke green. Let's see if we go and test purple. They're just building it up. They're building it up. This is just the compression. Just the compression. Nothing to do, sit here and wait, set your alerts. Don't get caught in this chop. Wait for the strong move. On the, let's say this magenta breaks. All right, here goes the alert set off. Now we got to measure risk to reward. Wait for the handle if you could. I think I expected this candle to be a little more significant. And sideways price action. Completely sideways. They're not going to give us anything easy today. This candle took me out right here. I had my stop set on above the body. This one took me out. I'm just gonna wait for puts until we get below 85.52. Calls above 86.34. This one stopped me out for a loss. Took the loss here. So this one was a win. Took one loss here, so it's hard to be wrong twice in a row. I'm gonna wait for the setup again. The next setup is underneath 85.52 or above 86.34. If none of that happens and we just trade inside here, then I'm okay with that. I wanted this candle on the 11-13 candle to give me more motion. Didn't do what I wanted it to do. I should have protected it as soon as it didn't do what I wanted. I should have just protected it, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'm already gonna wait. Technically, my stop should have been above the last high, but I didn't want to wait for. I know we're still in the range, so if we're outside the range, I'll let it run. Still inside the range, I'll wait. Technically, it should have been above the last high, so I stopped myself out a little early, but we'll see. We'll see if I need to get back in. See if we retest this level where my dotted line is. Let's see what we got here. Okay. 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 Hoping to get down to at least 52, 85, 52 so I can recover that loss. We're in profit now, so can't lose from here. I just gotta manage this properly. Okay. All right. A little more, I'll be happy. Okay. All right, recovered loss. I need to let one or two more candles go by. We need to get below this key level right here. I want to get below this key level. Okay, there it is. Woo! Okay, there it is. Trade protected. Can't lose from here. Oh man, took a small loss over here. I shouldn't have put my stop so tight. I should have put my stop above the last high. Didn't follow the rules. I got back in on wherever I had my dotted line. Now we're in profit. I went heavy on these contracts, so now we're in profit. We're green. Okay, good day. A little sketchy at first, but we made it. All right, can't lose from here. So we're good. Here's the strategy. You went in on the break of this magenta, you put your stop above the last high, or wherever you feel comfortable, and then you embrace the retrace, winner. Okay, that was sketchy. That was sketchy. I took all of it. I took all of it. Okay. I needed that. I needed that a little bit. I needed that. Jeez. Yeah, I went heavy over here. I let this little, as soon as I saw this wick, I was like, okay, we got something good happening. When I saw these wicks, and then I just chased this. I went heavy. Got my little money and got out. Okay. All right, I'm gonna take a little break. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. We're below the water. Look for weak. Look for a weak bull cycle to go short. Okay, so if you waited on the break in magenta, big win. This is a big win. You just have to survive embrace the retrace, big win. Should have followed my own goddamn strategy. But sometimes it be like that, right? Sometimes you're just like, you know what? I'm not feeling that risky today. Let me get my money and get out. That's what I did, and I'm okay with that. And if it shoots down from here, oh well. Oh well, we're green for the day. But again, we're gonna recap this trade. Here's the entry. Let's say 85.76. Your stop should have been at 86.20, above the last high. You survived the retrace. This is a winner. This is a winner. All right, DC, you should be good by now, at least to protect your trade. Trade's protected. Okay. Okay. So look, if you stick to that other strategy, let me mute. I'm gonna mute YouTube really quick. All right, I'm back. Look at the money. Look, there it is. There it is, DC. We can't ask for targets, right? We just got to go level by level. We don't know when the order is going to come in. As of now, it has to be low a day on the bottom of the lick box. Look at the money that we're printing. There it is. Oh man, we waited we waited through all the. I told you it was going to happen. One of these things is going to happen. It has to. Then we just need to follow the strategy. That's all we needed to do. What we want to happen is to target low a day and then have a retrace to form that handle. That'd be ideal. Look at the money there it is. Look at the money. Look at the, look, we had one of two entries. Either it's gonna be, which I highlighted, on the break of this magenta, or the break of this purple, which I highlighted. This was the only choice. This is the only thing that happened. You following the strategy now? You get it? There we go. Look at the money. There it is. Do I have FOMO? A little bit, but it's okay. I know I'm not feeling well. It's just my mental state not there. But my mental state doesn't negate the strategy that I've implemented. So if you wanted to go in on here, if you want to go in on here, both of these are winners. Look at the money that's being printed. There it is. Every day we do this. Every single day. Look at the money we printed. Look at it go. There it goes, DC. There it goes. Look at the money, DC. You're protected now? Hey, we just have to follow. Listen, I've done all the work for you. You don't even need to think. I've done all this work already. Look at the money. Oh. All right. And if it goes down exactly to my path right here, that's just insane. If it goes exactly to this path, that is absolutely insane. Okay. Excellent move. Look at the money. Excellent move. Okay. We just have to stick to the strategy. I know it gets sketchy sometimes, but we have a better, the odds are in our favor if we just follow it. I know it gets sketchy in here, but if you stick to it, right? The break of this, you put your stop above the last high and you embrace the retrace. It was only really one candle. And this is the one candle that stopped me out too. The one candle that stopped me out. I had it on the candle body. I should have went obviously above the wick. No, obviously I should have went above the last high. That's what I should have done. Instead, I used the body, and this took me out. It always happens, right? Just like that. It takes you out by $1, and then it goes in the direction you want. And then once I saw this, I put the dotted line here. Once it broke the dotted line on this candle, I went back in. I survived down to here, and then I took all my money out. I went in heavy over here though, so this is good little scalp. I'm not mad about it. We did our job for today. We did our job today. Good job. Good job. All right, hell yeah. See, I'm telling you, DC, if you stick to the strategy, you have a much better, the likelihood of coming out on top is just exponential. It just works. It just works. It's very hard to be wrong twice in a row, and that's a good day, right? That's a good day you had. All right, now let's see this, if this handle forms, right? If the handle doesn't form, then we're looking for this. It's still got to be purple. It still has to be purple. So I'm gonna leave it at purple. I might need to adjust it. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. I'll be right back. Remember, we're still below the water, right? You're looking for weak bull cycles now. We're below the water, right? You don't want to fight the trend. If we made money, call it a day. Why sit here and trade all day? Why give up the money we made? We're always going to look back and say what we could have, should have, would have done. What we need to do is have our strategy ahead of time. If we have our strategy ahead of time, then, you know, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And then we're just seeing how much money we're going to collect. If you stick to the strategy, then it's a matter of how much am I going to collect. It's always, you're always going to look back and say, I could have done something better. I should have got in earlier. I should have took profit when I could have. That's always going to be a thing. So in order to avoid that, come up with your exit strategy beforehand. Now it did slightly adjust purple. So again, similar to over here, how we had a bolt like this, watch. How we had this bolt. We need to look out for the same thing now. Stress-free. Stress-free. There's a liquidity pocket down at 84.67, so let's see if we test that. I recommend, if you're up, call it a day. Why gamble away the money we made? Just call it. So it's going to be breaking magenta for puts with the proper setup. Ideally, yes, but now you got to measure risk to reward. You're measuring risk to reward, right? Let's say if it breaks here, you're hoping, actually the bottom is low a day is going to be at 84.83. So you're measuring risk to reward between here and here. So if we get somewhere below 84.67 on a break and retest, I'm probably a little more confident with this. Yeah. No. I would call it a day. If you're up, call it a day. Today is not, you see what we have to survive in order to get this money right here. We have to survive this, so. But we knew it was gonna happen. It had to happen. We knew they were building up, they're compressing. This is just compression. So technically it should be another break in magenta. However, you gotta measure risk to reward. The low a day is right at 84.84. Here, I'm gonna go mute on YouTube really quick just so I can talk to Discord. Okay, I'm back. All right, was that clear? So I'm giving you the ideal, right? This is ideally what we like to see. How do we, and the reason for that is because we always like right shoulders. We like right shoulders and handles. Yeah, once we got below this line that I highlighted here, this was it. This is why I highlighted it. I said calls above this, puts below this. It had to be. Once we identified that range, we knew, and then we saw liquidity building up on this magenta here, this highlighted magenta. So we saw this right here. We saw the compression. So once we saw the compression and it was respecting green at the time, it definitely respected the purple. Then we saw this little dance right here, and yeah, that was it. That was it. So the little dance is always what we want to look for, right? Because essentially what we saw was a head, a shoulder, and another shoulder. So there's always a structure within a structure. We just gotta identify the macro structure. Once you identify the macro, which was when I highlight, it all gets easier. After I start highlighting stuff, it gets easier. If I'm not highlighting, we're in a range and it's tight. Or, you know, the price action isn't giving me warm and fuzzy. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna stay here another few minutes. Another few minutes I'm gonna be on here, get you guys through the rest of the day, and then I'm gonna call it. Don't get caught in this 5-minute liquidity. Don't get caught in this. I highlighted this key level over here, 84.98. All right, look, from 52 to 82, that's 30 cents. If you didn't protect your trade by now, there's nothing I can do. If you didn't take profit from this 30 cents, there's nothing I can do. I'm not gonna give the laugh yet. Need a little more motion, then I'll be like, a little more motion. Calls above 68, or excuse me, 86.34, puts below 84.98. So if the price gets below 85.40, start looking the other way. Here, watch this, look. Strong push up, 2 red candles, second bite at the apple. Strong push up, 2 red candles, second bite at the apple. Don't over leverage. You can't over leverage when you're in the range. If we get outside the range, then you know I get it. Cool. Hold for a little longer. Maybe go heavier on your contracts. But inside the range, you got to trade light. So if we start a weak bear cycle, it's either going to take this path or this path. Okay. Okay. So break of purple, that's a winner. Break of purple is a winner. Look at the money. Just sticking to the strategy. We already knew this way ahead. Look at the money we just printed. Look, strong move, 2 red. Oh man. It's almost like someone told you exactly what was going to happen. It's almost like someone reached into the future and told you exactly what was going to happen. Look at the money we just printed. We don't let 2 red candles scare us out. I pointed this out for a reason. Strong move up, 2 red. Usually you got some room to the other side. Look at the money. There it is. There it is. Oh man, damn, it feels good to be a gangster sometimes, I swear. Don't overstay your welcome. Take your money. You worked hard for it. You worked hard for it. Don't let them take it away from you. Look at the money. All we have to do is stick to the strategy. How many times you have to tell yourself? How many times do you need to remind yourself? You got a better shot at sticking to the strategy than not. This is data. It's right in front of your face. This is data. It's all proven. We're proving it right now. It's either going to be magenta or the highlighted, conveniently highlighted purple for the win. Look at the money. There's nothing more I can do. There's nothing more I can do other than tell you where to make 30 cents. Look at the money we printed. Excellent day. Just have to be patient. We know, see, look, could we have gotten it from here? Yeah, we could have. However, we like right shoulders. We like right shoulders and we like handles, right? And the reason why is because we like some confirmation. We don't want to just go in on vibes. We've identified the risk. We know what the risk is if we're taking a call here. We know what the risk is, right? And it should be below your last low, probably down here. Or if you want to be a little more conservative, probably the last low right here. Anyways, give me a second. I'm going to use this chart and I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna spend another few minutes on here. Remember, if we start trading below this right here, look in the other direction. You see where it's highlighted? This is for safety, for puts. Somewhere below 84.98, and you got to watch out for this secondary liquidity at 84.83. So Ron, all right, Ron, I need you to pay attention. I'm gonna mute. Let me mute. What do you call it? YouTube. All right, I'm back. We want to see if looks like we want to build in the orange and break magenta. So unless this happens, there's no trade, right? This is the setup. It needs to look something like this. This is the setup. Cool? If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Then we don't have to worry about it. But let me clear this. Because remember, the other, what we're looking out for, so this is going to be a turnaround point. This could be a turnaround point. If we get underneath here, look for some downside, okay? But in, you know, if we're still holding these above these regions, look, you know, look for some upside. And especially since we broke purple, you know, maybe we're shooting for 86 to see what happens at 86. It would make more sense to hit 86 than just to stop in the middle of nowhere and turn around, right? At least we have some type of key level at 86, so that makes sense that there's price accumulating up here. So we're gonna wait to see. We don't need to front run it. We'll know if we get above 86.34. We're looking for long side. We're looking to see if we're gonna close this cup. Well, we never know the direction. The direction is told to us only after certain things. So certain things have to happen before we get direction. So we need to take out certain levels of liquidity. For example, when we took out this lick box here, all we could ask for is the next key level. So we took out this liquidity here. Well, actually, we adjusted for it here. This was actually a really good call out. I didn't put it in our wins, but this should have been part of the wins as well. But yeah, so we took out the liquidity right here. Boom. That's how you know the direction once all the liquidity is taken out. Once you know all these calls got stopped out over here, that's it. You know they got stopped out. Now that orders have to fill. Where the orders have to fill, probably next key level. And now we're gonna see who wins this battle, right? Watch. Let me clear this. Now we're gonna see who wins this. So once we got back up here, we know all these puts got stopped out. And we used our purple as our major level of liquidity, our macro, to let us know we can get something out of it. To let us know we can get at least 30 cents out of it. Because that's all we want to shoot for. For day trading and scalping, 30 cents, that's a good move. That's a really good move. You can't ask for more than that. So I know it's a wide range, but you have to imagine we did our work already. We already did our work for the day. Our work was break of magenta, and then break of purple. So anywhere in here, you're at mercy of the market if you're in here. I actually have it highlighted. So these threes, you're at the mercy of the market inside of here. So remember, it's either we want to look for this. So you see there's two different directions. If you're inside of here, you're comfortable with the price. Now, one of these two things is going to play out. Now, how you decide to move your little sweaty ass hands, that's on you. I can't control that. But one of these two things is going to play out. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to stop charting at this point here. So I'll try to do my best. Let's see. I know the green and the purple, they're very close to each other, but it is what it is. This is what I see, so I have to leave it like this for now. Unless I see other data, this is what it is. Okay, so YouTube, that's been my time. If you're interested in learning how to trade like this, send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted out. I'm offering a free promotion for a free session. If you're interested, send me an email. You're gonna have the all the rest of today and tomorrow to trade with us. Check out the content within the Discord. Get some information you probably desperately need. It's really hard to trade off the YouTube. It's almost impossible. Don't shortchange yourself. It's free to check out. Send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted. Discord, if you got anything for me, now's the time. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to call it, and I'm gonna prepare for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day for me. Tomorrow we have the when I do my major test. So tomorrow's gonna be a big day. So I'm gonna take today off and just relax a little bit. Just yeah, getting my affairs in order. Okay, I love you all. It's been a pleasure. And YouTube, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.